Hello dear students, welcome once again to our channel Maths in Minutes with Priya. Today is clip 59, Time and Work, part 9. In part 9 and part 10, I am going to cover different examples from previous year papers. Those examples which have slightly different language and twist in the tail, as we call it. Slightly different than what we have solved in 8 parts. They are not at all difficult. If you have already watched 8 parts, you will easily solve these examples of part 9 and part 10. But still I am going to cover those examples so that in exam you wouldn't find any difficulty if the language of example is changed. So let's begin with part 9. I hope you have watched part 8 because watching first 8 parts will be very important before we solve these examples. 5 men, 8 women and 10 children, when worked together, can complete the work in 26 days. A woman works twice efficiently as man and a man works twice efficiently as a child. How many women can complete the work in 26 days? Now my advice would be, before watching how I solve this example, what you can do is, if you have already watched 8 parts, now you have complete idea how to solve these examples. So you first decide how you will approach it. What you will find first, this given data, how will you use it? You first decide it in your mind and then watch the remaining video. So that you will feel confident कि हाँ जो मैंने सोचा था वही हुआ. Exactly वैसे ही solve किया है. That confidence booster is necessary when we solve word problems. So before watching rest of the video, every time when we start an example, you first decide how you are going to solve and then you can watch how I have solved. Sometimes you may find a better way to solve. That is also possible because now you have solved so many examples that your brain is already working very fast. So you will solve it before me and I'll be the happiest teacher in the world, isn't it? So now let's solve this together. And later in the comment box you can tell me if you have used any other method, and you can also tell me whether whatever you thought in the same manner I have solved or not. Whenever this type of example is given, there is a set of 5 men, 8 women and 10 children and they are finishing the work in 26 days. Always first find total work units. That helps us to decide then how many work can complete the work, how many women can complete the work. So when we know the amount of work, only then we will be able to find this quantity. So first always find total work. For that we need to use this efficiency. They are saying a woman works twice efficiently as man and man twice as child. So what I am going to do, I am going to begin with child. Units in one day, let child complete 1 unit. Man is twice efficient of child, so he will complete 2 units. And woman is twice efficient of man, so she will complete 4 units. Understood this first line? Now they are saying there are 5 men, 8 women and 10 children. So I just multiplied this. 2 5s are 10, 4 8s are 32, 1 10s are 10. So in one day, this set of people, they will complete 10 units plus 32 units plus 10 units, correct? So 5 men, 8 women and 10 children in one day, they will finish 52 units of work in one day. That much now we know. But they are saying they have completed whole work in 26 days. Now 52 units in one day. So for 26 days it will be 52 into 26. So total work now we have found out 52 into 26 units. Up to this step very clear? How we solved? We use this efficiency, that child in one day 1 unit. And hence man will be 2 units and woman will be 4 units as per this efficiency. Since there are 5 men, we just multiplied it by 5. 8 women, so multiplied by 8. 10 children, so multiplied this by 10. And we arrived at this number. So this much units were finished in one day by these people. So when I add, I get 52. So 52 units in one day. So in 26 days, these all people finished 52 into 26 units. Up to this step, very clear? Now again, let's see the question. What are they saying? This total work, 52 into 26 unit that we have found out, this total work, how many women can finish it in 26 days? That we want. Now what we already know, that one woman in one day finishes 4 units. That we already know. And how many days they are allotting us? They are allotting 26 days. So this one woman in 26 days, she will finish 26 into 4 units. Am I right? Total work is this much. And one woman in 26 days finishes this much work. So how we can find now? 26 into 4 is finished by one woman in 26 days. 52 into 26 will be finished by how many women? 26 days is common. We have already found out that one woman in 26 days finishes this much work. So now we want number of women that will work for 26 days and will finish this much work. So 26 into 4 is finished by one woman. 52 into 26 will be finished by how many women? 52 into 26 into 1 divided by 26 into 4. 26 gone. 4 ones are 13. 13 4s are 52. If you know the tables, everything will be fast. So answer is 13 women. It's very easy example. Actually, you don't need to write all this, form the table and find. Numbers are so easy. You can, up to this step, you can perform everything orally. In your rough work, directly you can write total work is 52 into 26. Generally, numbers in time and work are very easy. You can orally calculate the products. But what you need to understand is what you will assume. You will assume this 1, 2 and 4. And once you understand this, only then you will know that you need to multiply. Because you need to find a total work. ऐसे उल्टा उल्टा जाओगे ना तो एग्जाम्पल एकदम आसानी से समझ में आ जाता है. So now answer is 13 women. There is one more shortcut for this example. Let's see that. Now here also 26 days. Question is also about 26 days. Correct? So in both cases 5 men, 8 women, 10 children हो या सिर्फ women हो. In both cases number of days is same 26. Amount of work is also same 26. What is changing? Only 5 men, 8 women and 10 children will be replaced by all women. Else all quantities are same. When you understand this point, you will immediately get the shortcut and this whole example you will solve orally. See how? There are 5 men, 8 women and 10 children, correct? What we need to find, all these people are equivalent to how many women. That's all. That's only we want to find because number of days is also same, amount of work is also same in both cases. Now 10 children are equivalent to 5 men because one man is twice efficient of a child, correct? एक आदमी 2 बच्चों जितना काम पूरा कर लेता है. So 10 children can be replaced by 5 men. So 5 men, 8 women, 5 men. But 5 men is 10 men. So 10 men plus 8 women. But 10 men are equivalent to 5 women because what they are saying, a woman is twice efficient of a man. So 2 आदमी का काम एक औरत करती है. So 10 women is equivalent to 5 women. So 5 women plus 8 women, that is 13 women. So answer is same, 13 women. So again you can solve this orally since in both cases whatever they have mentioned, number of days is also same and amount of work is also same. So only 5 men, 8 women and 10 children should be replaced by all women, that's all. If you understand this immediately after reading the example, in few seconds you will solve it just orally. But suppose it doesn't strike you, never mind, you can use this procedure, our usual procedure of solving. This is also quite easy. So I hope you understood this example. Let's move to next example. Rima can complete a work in 20 days. She starts but stops after 4 days. Thereafter, Roma joined the work after interval of 3 days. She then finished the work in 2 days. How many days would Rima and Roma take together to complete the work? We have already solved this type of example where names are confusing. You remember in one part I have used this, I have given you this type of examples where they purposely use these names so that while solving you make some mistake. Rima, Roma, Prahas, Prabhas, purposely. But then we are smarter, we won't make any mistake, isn't it? So we will write it very clearly so that these names don't confuse us. One more thing over here. Roma joined the work after interval of 3 days. That means what? Rima worked for 4 days. Then in between 3 days there wasn't anybody to work. After that Roma came and she finished the work in 2 days. And they are asking if they both work together in how many days they will complete the work. This line doesn't have any relevance with the example. This is given just to confuse you. Roma joins after 3 days हो या 3 years हो, क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है? We know that how many days Rima takes. We know how many days Roma takes. So we can find out how many days together they can take. Isn't it? This is just to confuse you. You must understand that such lines, extra lines are given to you just to know whether your basics are strong, whether you have really understood the example or not. And that's why I covered this example here. This example is very easy. You can solve, you can already start solving. Many of you must have solved it already. Just remember, forget this line. This line doesn't have any relevance with the example. Now let's solve it. So let's begin. Let Rima one day finishes 1 unit of work. We will assume this. And they are saying she finished it in 20 days. The whole work is finished in 20 days. So in 20 days, 20 units of work will be finished. That means total work is 20 units. So we have found out the total work. Now what they said, Rima worked for 4 days and then she left the work. In 4 days she will finish 4 units, correct? In 1 day she finishes 1 unit. So in 4 days she will finish 4 units. So out of 20 she finished 4 units. So now 16 units work is pending. Now there is interval of 3 days and now comes Roma. And they are saying she finished the remaining work in 2 days, that is given to us. So Roma finished 16 units in 2 days. That means in 1 day she finishes 8 units. ये तो बहुत fast है लड़की. In 1 day she finished 8 units. So if they work together, what will happen? That is the question. What if they work together? Rima in 1 day finishes 1 unit. Roma in 1 day finishes 8 units. So if they work together in 1 day, they will finish 9 units. Total work is 20 units. So 9 units is finished in 1 day. 20 units in how many days? 20 into 1 divided by 9. So 20 upon 9 days, or if you need to convert it to 2 upon 9 days. In this conversions also you should be very fast. If you are not able to convert, please watch my earlier videos. Initial videos I have covered this conversions also, because many times the answers are given in mixed numbers forms. So you must know that 20 upon 9 is same as 2 upon 9. So your answer is this. Very easy example. This is also oral example, but just that extra line is there, interval of 3 days. When will that line be useful? Can you tell me? In which type of examples that line be useful? If the question was, in how many days total work was complete, then you can use this line. How? Like this. See, Rima worked for 4 days, then 3 days interval. So 4 plus 3, 7. And then Roma finished in 2 days. So 7 plus 2, 9. So total work was finished in 9 days. If that was the question, you will use this line of interval of 3 days. But that is not the question. What is the question? if Rima and Roma work together, then work will be complete in how many days? So question is entirely different. So please understand what is the question, and then you will be able to understand it easily, that which line is given to confuse you or which line is irrelevant. They also call it data redundancy, that is the data which is not useful. So here this data is not useful. Got my point? Let's solve the next example. 5 men can complete the work in 9 days if on first day 3 men start work and every day number of men are doubled. In how many days the work will be complete? Again, very easy example. But what happens when 3 men start work every day, the number of men double? When students read this, they think that oh कितना difficult example है, हर दिन का अलग calculation. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. It's very easy. Always this is also one liner example. Let's see. We will begin in same manner. Let one man in 1 day finish 1 unit of work. And what they are saying, so again we need total work. So always first find total units of work. 5 men can complete it in 9 days. So 1 man in 1 day finishes 1 unit. So 5 men in 9 days, 5 nines are 45 units is total amount of work. Now we have this data. On first day, 3 men will start. So 3 men, they will finish how much unit? How many units? 3 units. On second day, there are double men. 3 men का हो जाएगा 6 men. They will finish 6 units. So 3 plus 6, 9 units हो गया. How many units we need to finish? 45 units. Now comes the third day. इसका double. Second day का double will be on third day. So 12 men. They will finish 12 units. 3 plus 6 plus 9. How much it is? 21. Fourth day it will be double of third day. So 12 का double 24. This 24 men will finish 24 units. If you add, you get 45 units. So 45 units is 45 units of work is there, that we have already found out. And on fourth day, these many units will be finished. So total time required is 4 days. So this, it was so easy. Generally, these type of numbers will be given to you where you will arrive at this number. Total work 45 units, and when you add again you will get 45. Generally these type of numbers will only be given to you, and it will be again oral example to solve. It's just that you shouldn't get scared to read it, that every day number of men are doubled. ये पढ़ के छोड़ के नहीं जाना चाहिए, बस उतना ही है. Example is very easy. I hope you understood it. Let's solve next example. Sunita and Vanita can finish the work in 10 days. Vanita and Anita can finish the work in 15 days. Anita is 40% less efficient than Sunita. In how many days Sunita can finish the work alone? What they have given us? Vanita and Anita can finish in 15. Sunita and Vanita can finish in 10. Whenever this information is given to us, what is the first step that we do? Right, we take the LCM. These are days and we take the LCM. LCM is 30. So we assume that units of work is 30, and then we do this division. 30 divided by 15 is 2. 30 divided by 10 is 3. So Vanita and Anita in 1 day finish 2 units. Sunita and Vanita together in 1 day will finish 3 units. I hope up to this step it's very straightforward. We have solved many examples in part 1, part 2 of time and work when they give us number of days, straightforward examples. So up to this step, all of you have already solved it. If you haven't understood these steps, please watch first 8 parts of time and work. It is very important to watch them before you solve advanced level examples. Otherwise what you will think कि बाप रे कितना difficult है time and work, मुझे करना ही नहीं है. Actually it is very easy. If you watch first parts, only then you will understand it. So please watch it. Coming back to our example. So now we have this data. How we can use this data? Let's see that. In example, we are given that Anita is 40% less efficient than Sunita. So some comparison is given to us between Anita and Sunita. So from this data, let's find if we can compare Anita and Sunita's one-day work so that we can use this data over here and we can conclude in how many days Sunita can finish the work alone. See, I'm talking about this approach to you. Whatever is given to us, from that we should understand what next step we should take. And that's why I'm talking aloud, how I'm thinking. That comparison is given between Anita and Sunita. So from this data also I can get some comparison between Anita and Sunita. See how. What is the meaning of this line? Sunita plus Vanita in one day is equal to 3 units. That means Sunita's one day work plus Vanita's one day work. This is 3. And if I subtract this line from this line, what will happen? What is this? This is Vanita's one day work and Anita's one day work. Correct? So from second line, I am subtracting this first line. 3 minus 2, that is 1. Sunita's one day work plus Vanita's one day work minus this line. Vanita's one day work and Anita's one day work. So when I open the bracket, what will happen? Vanita's one day work will get cancelled and I'll be left with Sunita's one day work minus Anita's one day work. Correct? ब्रैकेट के बाहर माइनस साइन है तो ये माइनस हो गया. So Sunita's one day work minus Anita's one day work is 1 unit. 3 minus 2 is 1. Understood this step? This step is soul of this problem. ये समझ में आ गया तो ही ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो सकता है. बट ये समझ में कब आएगा? When you understand that comparison is given between Anita and Sunita, so from this data we can cancel out common V. और वो कैंसिल कैसे करना है? जस्ट बाय सब्ट्रैक्शन. ऐसा सोचोगे then you will arrive at this step that Sunita's one day work minus Anita's one day work is equal to 1 unit. Got this point? Watch this part of video again. This is slightly different example to solve. So please watch this part of video again. So now we arrived at this conclusion. Sunita's one day work minus Anita's one day work is 1 unit. We are now given Anita is 40% less efficient than Sunita. So in one day, if Sunita finishes some 100 quantity of work, Anita will finish only 60 quantity. 40% less means what? If Sunita is 100, Anita is 40 less over 100. 40% means 40 per 100. If Sunita is 100, Anita is 40 less. That Anita will be 60 and their difference will be 40 quantity. So if Sunita in one day completes 100 quantity of work, Anita in one day will complete 60 quantity of work and the difference will be 40 quantity. This can be anything. This work can be anything. This can be painting the wall, painting 100 walls, eating 100 biscuits, or filling 100 wells with or filling 100 buckets in a well. ऐसा कुछ भी काम हो सकता है. If Sunita is finishing 100 quantity, Anita is finishing 60 and the difference is 40% less. Understood this? This 40 quantity. So difference between Sunita and Anita's one day work is 40 quantity. 40% less. 40 quantity. That is equal to 1 unit. Sunita's one day work minus Anita's one day work is 1 unit. So this 40 quantity pertains to 1 unit. But what we want? We want how much Sunita can complete in and how many days Sunita can complete the work, that we want. So Sunita completes one day. In one day she finishes 100 quantity. 40 quantity is equal to 1 unit. 100 quantity is equal to how many units? 100 into 1 divided by 40, that is 2.5 units. So Sunita in one day finishes 2.5 units of work, that much we know. But we already know that total work is 30 units. See here, total units of work is 30. So 2.5 is finished in one day. 30 is finished in how many days? 30 into 1 divided by 2.5. So shift of decimal, 0 here, 0 here. 25 ones are, 25 ones are, and then 25 twos are 50. So answer is 12 days. Understood? This example was slightly difficult, so I purposely covered it in this part so that in exam, if you get even difficult example, you will be able to solve. I'm going to explain it once more. Please pay attention. What we were given? We were given that Sunita and Vanita can finish in how many days? Vanita and Anita can finish in how many days? That we were given. From that we found out total units of work. With Vanita Anita and Sunita Vanita, we did the subtraction and we found out that difference between Sunita's one day work and Anita's one day work was just 1 unit. But we were given that Anita is 40% less efficient. Hence this 40 quantity became 1 unit. 40 quantity is 1 unit. And we want, what we want, in how many days Sunita can finish. So in one day Sunita finishes 100 quantity. So we found out that in one day she finishes 2.5. 40 quantity is 1 unit. 100 quantity is how many units? 100 into 1 divided by 40. 10 upon 4 is 2.5. So 2.5 units in one day Sunita finishes. 2.5 units in one day. So total work of 30 units she will finish in 30 into 1 divided by 2.5, that is 12 days. Please watch this example again. This is important example because this was there in some previous year paper. So please watch it. Generally what I do, I change the names and I change the numbers, but I keep the language of the example same so that you will understand the approach. But number और नाम थोड़ा बदल देती हूँ ताकि तुमको थोड़ा और एक्स्ट्रा प्रैक्टिस हो जाए. Previous year examples you may get in some books, some PDF. So I have purposely changed the numbers and names so that you will get some extra practice. So answer is 12 days. Very clear? In part 10 also we are going to solve examples with slightly different language and little higher level. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel Maths in Minutes with Priya, please do so. It's absolutely free. And keep watching these videos, all parts of time and work. Part 9 and part 10 will be advanced level examples covered from previous year paper, slightly changed language. And after part 10, I will start with those pipes and tank, those type of examples that are based on time and work principle. So see you then. Till then keep practicing. Stay blessed. Bye for today.